What are the most common forms of property ownership in Central Florida? Hey everyone, it's Adam Rodriguez with the Rodriguez team with a fresh video, and today we're going to be reviewing the most common forms of property ownership in Central Florida. So, before we get into it, let's start with a quick reminder. Title equals ownership, and title can be held in two different ways. First, as severalty, which means that you own it independently, independent person or independent entity, and then second is a concurrent estate type ownership, which means that it's owned by more than one person or more than one entity at a time. Also, I'm going to be going over the two most common forms of ownership for both individual owners and multi-party owners as well. Sound good? Okay, now, the two most common forms of ownership for an individual in Central Florida are fee simple and leasehold ownership. First, fee simple. And fee simple ownership is when an individual owns a piece of property outright. And that means they own the land, they own the dwelling on the land, they even own the air rights above the property. And simple fee tenure is also considered indefinite, which means the owner has the right to sell or dispose the property whenever they please. Next is fee hold ownership. And that's basically where the land and the building are owned by different owners. So in essence, the owner of the land is leasing the rights of the property to the tenant. So leasehold ownership is also referred to as tenancy for years because it generally lasts for a specific period of time. And of course, things get more complicated when two or more owners take title to a single property of real estate. In fact, there are several kinds of multi-party ownership. But the two main types in Central Florida are tenants in common and joint tenants. So tenants in common is when each owner retains separate rights over the share of the property. So for example, let's say two people own the same piece of commercial property. The deed specifies that person A holds 60% of the property and person B owns 40% of the property. In this scenario, person A can sell or give away their 60% share without telling person B, because if they were to do that, it doesn't affect person B's ownership of the share. They still retain their 40%. So on the other hand, if the co-owners were joint tenants, then each owner has equal rights over the entire property. So basically, in the same kind of scenario, person A would not be able to sell their shares of the property without person B's consent. Furthermore, if either co-owner dies, the survivor automatically takes possession of the property. It's also known as joint tenants with rights of survivorship. And if you're married, it's called tenants by the entireties, which is basically the same thing. So there you have it, guys. Those are the two most common ways to take title and the two most common forms of ownership. So if you have any more questions, feel free to give us a call. If you're thinking about making a move, whether it's buying, selling, renting, or investing, make sure you give us a call at 407-519-0627. And of course, make sure you subscribe to the channel, like and share, leave comments, and hit the notification button so you never miss a video. And we'll see you on the next one. Thank you.